From Lawrenceburg, Lloyd Memorial, and Taylor High Schools, all competing on It's Academic. Welcome to tonight's show. To begin our first round, we'll go right to our first team from Lawrenceburg High School. Welcome, and will you introduce yourselves, please? Diane?
I'm Diane Warren. I'm a sophomore. I'm in Key Club, Honor Society, and French Club.
Thank you. Beth?
I'm Beth Morrison. I'm a senior. I'm in varsity volleyball, basketball, and tennis, and I'm in Honor Society and Key Club and French Club.
Thank you. David?
I'm David Mann, and I'm a senior at Lawrenceburg, and I'm in Key Club and National Honor Society, and I'd like to recognize our alternate, David Dodson.
Thanks, David, and welcome to It's Academic. In your first round, there are 6 questions. Each is worth 20 points, and there are no pass questions and no penalties. So take your time. Watch your monitor, Lawrenceburg. You can render this phrase into 20 points by rearranging the letters into what word describing the articles under which the United States was governed until our Constitution went into effect in 1788.
Confederation.
That's right. If you were making a copy of John P. Curran's speech in 1790, in which he said, "Eternal vigilance is the price of liberty," how would you spell the word vigilance?
Number 1.
No, it's number 2. Here are the first names of 2 Supreme Court justices. Byron was appointed by President Kennedy, Edward by President Cleveland. What same last name did they share?
Johnson.
No, White is the answer. By filling in the blanks, you can name what 2 biblical figures? One, the Hebrew patriarch who made a covenant with God. The other, a long-haired, rebellious son of King David.
Yeah.
Abraham.
Abraham is correct, and the other? The other is Absalom. History has bestowed these nicknames on 3 different English sovereigns. Of the 3, which describes Antonia Fraser's book about Charles II and the Restoration?
The Mary Monarch.
That's correct. Capitalism plus murder. Upton Sinclair, author of The Jungle, used this phrase to describe what economic and political system introduced to Italy by Benito Mussolini.
Fascism.
That's correct. And Lawrenceburg, at the end of round 1, you have 80 points. And Lloyd Memorial, it's your turn. Welcome, gentlemen. Bobby, would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, I'm Bobby Dobbins. I'm a junior at Lloyd. I'm in the student council. I'm in the speech and drama club and the student council and National Honor Society. And I play tennis and I play basketball.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. David?
Hi, I'm David England. This is my 2nd year on It's Academic. I'm a senior. I'm in student council in the National Honor Society. I'd like to recognize our alternates, Ron Flynn, Don Flynn, and Regina Luxemburger.
Thank you. Jeff?
Hi, I'm Jeff Fields. I'm a junior at Lloyd, and I'm in the Honor Society and president of the Math and Science Club.
Thanks, Jeff, and welcome to It's Academic. Good luck tonight. Watch your monitor now as we begin round 1. Ironically, this phrase can be rearranged to name what blood-stained battle site where General William Henry Harrison defeated the Shawnee Indians and won himself a nickname.
Tippecanoe.
Right. Of these 3 words that include the suffix right, which one is spelled in the right way?
Playwright.
Correct. Of these 2 men, Francis was an English philosopher and writer, and Nathaniel was the leader of a rebellion in colonial Virginia. What same last name did they share?
Bacon.
Want to take a guess?
Right.
It's Bacon. Fill in the blanks 2 different ways, and you'll have the last names of what 2 Confederate generals? One killed at Chancellorsville, the other repulsed at Gettysburg.
Pickett.
Correct?
Jackson.
That's right. According to legend, when Aeolus, the wind god, distributed the winds, he placed 2 of these in Africa. But which did he place that blows from the Alps in Europe?
Mistral.
That's right. Babies satisfactorily born. Here you see the Army's code message after what weapon was satisfactorily tested at Alamogordo, New Mexico in 1945.
The atomic bomb.
That's correct. And Lloyd Memorial, at the end of round 1, you have 120 points. And welcome to the students from Taylor. Sue, will you tell everybody about yourself?
My name is Sue Leininger. I'm a sophomore. I'm on the Girl Scout team, and I'm a media assistant.
Thank you. Lois?
Hi, I'm Lois Obermeyer. I'm a senior. I was one of the captains of the tennis team, and I'm on track. And I'm president of National Honor Society, and I'm also in the band.
Thanks, Lois. Roger?
Hello, I'm Roger Benjamin. I'm a senior at Taylor. I'm on National Honor Society. I'm a media assistant, and at this time I'd like to recognize our alternates, Eric Heinrich and Rick Vandewally.
Thank you, Roger, and good luck tonight, Taylor. Watch your monitor now for your first question. This phrase suggests an international trial, but the letters can be rearranged to name what imaginary international barrier that Churchill said had been imposed on Europe by the Soviet Union.
Iron Curtain.
Right. According to the dictionary, there is only one permissible way to spell the word permissible, and that way is which of these?
Number 2.
That's correct. If you went to a play based on a Poe story about a mansion that crumbled, you'd find these twins sharing what name with the person who guided you down the aisle?
Usher?
Right. By filling in the blanks 2 separate ways, you'll name what 2 actions that may be voted by the U.S. Senate. One, a motion to limit debate. The other, a rebuke to a member for misconduct. The answers are cloture and censure. If today's novelists could have lived in the eras about which they write, which of these would undoubtedly choose ancient Crete or Greece?
Gold.
No, it's Mary Renault. Those who own the country ought to govern it. These words are a slogan in early United States history, spoken by what man who became our first Chief Justice?
Marshall.
No, the answer is John Jay. And Taylor, at the end of your first round, you have 60 points.
Each team member will receive the second college edition of Webster's New World Dictionary, the reference for meaning and spelling on its academic, also used by the New York Times, Washington Post, and other major publications as their dictionary of first reference. In addition, the winning team moves on to the playoffs with a chance to become the 1980-81 champions of its academic.
Ready? Okay. Jackets, attack. Hold those teams back. A-T-T-A-C-K, jackets, attack.
Thank you, Taylor cheerleaders. And now it's time for the visual round. A free-for-all where the teams are directly competing against each other. Each question is worth 10 points, and 10 points is deducted for an incorrect answer. So teams, watch your monitors closely. Here you see a depiction of the calling of 2 brothers to be apostles by Jesus. One is Andrew. Lloyd?
Peter.
That's right. This scene from Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice shows Portia defending Antonio from what moneylender legally entitled to a pound of flesh? The moneylender is Shylock. This is a cross-section of the rock sphalerite, a principal source of what Z-initialed element combined with copper? Lloyd?
Zinc.
Right. Which of the choices shown on the monitor is a complex number but not a real number? A, B, Lawrenceburg was first?
C.
C is correct. Lawrenceburg, hold your button down until you're recognized. This slide shows the nymph Daphne turning into a laurel tree. She assumed that shape in order to escape what god of the sun?
Apollo.
Lloyd? Right. You see here the flag of what South American country? The world's largest producer of emeralds, where last spring a group of diplomats was held hostage in... Lloyd?
Colombia.
Right. The Dutch painting on your monitor shows a town on the Wall River, a tributary of what German river of Lorelei fame? Taylor?
Rhine.
Right. Here you see a pendant of gold, pearls, and enamel that its jeweler, Carl Fabergé, intended to resemble what sort of gastropod mollusk that moves slowly on land? Taylor?
Snail.
Right. Next we see Across the Continent by Currier and Ives, a pair of printmakers who worked in what city that's across the Hudson from Hoboken? The answer is New York. The folk song on your monitor tells of what brave, sweet lady of American folklore who crossed the wide prairie? Lloyd?
Betsy.
Right, Betsy from Pike. You see on the monitor an Israeli-occupied village along the road to what ancient capital city of Syria? Lloyd?
Damascus.
Right. The ancient Greek carving on your monitor comes from what British museum group of marbles, named for the diplomat who took them from the Parthenon? The answer is the Elgin marbles. And that ends the visual round. We'll go right into our category round where the rules are the same as they were for the visual round, but all of the questions are in the same category. And there will be 20 points deducted for an incorrect answer. This category round might be titled Native Americans. We're going to list some famous Indians. Please tell us with which tribe or nation of Indians they belonged. Watch your monitor. Lloyd?
Sioux.
Right. Osceola was a Seminole Indian. Lloyd?
Aztec.
Correct. Taylor?
Shawnee.
Right. Lloyd?
Apache.
That's correct. Hiawatha was an Iroquois or a member of the Onondaga tribe. Shoshone is the answer. Lloyd?
The Incas.
Right. Cherokee is the answer. Lloyd?
Nez Perce.
Right. Lloyd?
Sioux.
Right. Lloyd?
Apache.
Right. And Lloyd, you know you're Indians. That's the end of the category round. We'd like to take time now to introduce and recognize the advisors for tonight's teams. We're very grateful to these educators who prepare students for competition in its academic. From Lawrenceburg High School in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, let's welcome Mrs. Mikey Skirchok. And from Lloyd Memorial High School in Erlanger, Kentucky, Mrs. Karen Moreland. And with us tonight from Taylor High School in North Bend, Ohio, is Mrs. Jane Hennessy. Welcome and thank you. And now it's time for the packet round. 20 points up, 20 points down. You may pass on a question and it will be made available to other teams. If you answer all the questions in your packet correctly, you'll get an extra 25 points. And Lawrenceburg, you're first. So David from Lloyd Memorial, how about giving them a packet number?
Number 2, please.
Number 2. For Diane, Beth, and David. Are you ready?
Yes.
Nero was no hero when Rome burned, but he was a hero in 67 AD when he won every contest he entered in what quadrennial athletic event begun in ancient Greece?
The Olympics.
Right. After his encounter with the Philistines, Samson might have wished for a German shepherd to compensate himself for the loss of which of his senses?
Sight.
Right. To have served under General Leonard Wood in the Spanish-American War, you would have enlisted in what alliteratively named regiment that also included Theodore Roosevelt?
Rough Riders.
That's right. Watch your monitor for this one. Find the value of x in the equation.
Pass.
For many Americans, Labor Day means a last trip to the beach, but in World War II, D-Day meant a labored landing on the beaches of what French province?
Normandy.
Right. Choice question. In an aqueous solution of table salt, which of the following would accumulate at the anode? Sodium, hydrogen, or chlorine?
Sodium.
No, the answer is chlorine. In the days before the Fair Campaign Practices Act, Thomas Jefferson was described as a brandy-soaked anarchist by what opposition political party headed by Hamilton?
Whigs.
No, it's the Federalist Party. Find the hypotenuse of an isosceles right triangle if one of the legs is 2. You may answer, but you don't have to.
2 square root of 2.
No, I'm sorry, the answer is 4. I had not finished the question. We have some past questions. We have one past question. Lloyd?
4.
The answer is 4. That's correct. Lawrenceburg, at the end of your packet round, you have 100 points. And Lloyd, it's your turn now. Lois from Taylor, will you give them a packet number?
Number 4, please.
Okay, Bobby and David and Jeff, are you ready? In his second inaugural address, Abe Lincoln spoke of malice toward none, and he promised for all what sort of generous treatment?
Justice.
No, it's charity. Although Beowulf has come down to us as an Anglo-Saxon epic, it is derived mainly from the legends of what European landmass made up of Norway, Sweden, and Denmark?
Scandinavia.
Right. Until a Chicago mill rolled the first steel rail in 1865, the nation's train tracks were made of what simpler metal whose symbol is Fe?
Iron.
Right. Watch your monitor. Evaluate the expression for x equals 5.
Pass.
When the Allegheny and Monongahela rivers rose 46 feet back in 1936, what Pennsylvania city located at
Pittsburgh.
Right. Choice question. Which one of the following always contracts when it freezes? Mercury, water, or rubber?
Mercury.
That's right. In ancient Greece, Mount Parnassus must have been artistically decorated as it was the home to what 9 daughters of Zeus?
The Muses.
Right. If 7/10 of x is 35, what is x?
50.
Yes. Mr. Wakefield is a character in a short story by Nathaniel Hawthorne, but Mr. Wickfield is Uriah Heep's partner in what very long story by Charles Dickens? Answer or pass?
Pass.
Okay, we have 2 pass questions. Taylor?
7.
7 is correct, and the other pass question? The answer is David Copperfield. And Lloyd, at the end of your packet round, you have 350 points. On to Taylor now. So, Beth, how about giving them a packet number?
Number 1, please.
Number 1 for Sue, Lois, and Roger. A mother might think twice about naming her son Casey because baseball's Casey struck out and Casey Jones met what fate on the Cannonball Express?
Death.
Right. The legendary Daedalus designed the labyrinth, while his clever nephew Talus was credited with inventing what magnetic needle device that indicates direction?
Compass.
Right. Guadalcanal is not a canal. It's an island in the Pacific chain with what same name as a wise Hebrew king of the Bible?
Solomon.
Right. Watch your monitor. Evaluate the expression on the monitor for A equals 2.
20.
No, it's 21. Choice question. A Latin word meaning to trade gives us what name for an economic system that encouraged exploration and business monopolies? Feudalism, plutocracy, or mercantilism?
Mercantilism.
Right. The existence of the compounds NO, NO2, and N2O illustrates what law? Definite composition, multiple proportions, or combining weights?
The first one.
No, it's the second one, multiple proportions. Name for a state, what compromise of 1820 admitted the show-me state as slave and the pine tree state as free?
Missouri.
Right, Missouri Compromise. Give the number of significant figures in 10.0.
2.
No, it's 3. We have no past questions. And Taylor, at the end of your packet round, you have 150 points. Let's have a recap of our scores now before we go on to the grab bag round. Lawrenceburg stands at 100 points. Lloyd Memorial, 350 points. And Taylor, 150 points. The grab bag is our final free-for-all round, and any team could take the lead now. Ready, teams? Resigning because of ill health was what premier of the Soviet Union, long a figure in the shadow of Leonid Brezhnev? Lawrenceburg?
Khrushchev.
No, it's Kosygin. Named as most valuable player in the World Series was what Philadelphia Phillies third, Lloyd?
Mike Schmidt.
Right. To publicize her state flower, a girl from what state might sport orange blossoms at the Orange Bowl? Lloyd?
Florida.
Right. If you had a secret, you'd be safe in telling it to what long-necked animal, which has hardly any voice, Lloyd?
Giraffe.
Right. Brutus was the middle name of the founder of what Maryland family that produced both a great Shakespearean actor and a notorious assassin? Lloyd?
Booth.
Correct. One country could say of itself that it was once truly chosen because Chosen was once the name of what now divided Far Eastern nation. Lloyd?
Korea.
Right. William Wordsworth addressed a lovely poem to what flower said to address the question of she loves me not. Taylor?
Daisy.
Right. Americans often categorize by numbers, as FDR did in enumerating what number of freedoms in a famous January 1941 speech. Taylor?
14.
No, 4 is the answer. What is your answer when you divide 20 factorial by 19 factorial? 20. During her adventures, Lewis Carroll's Alice finds not only a chess game, but also what grinning animal from Lloyd?
Cheshire Cat.
Right. The line often associated with the French Revolution is liberty, equality, fraternity. But what more substantial line named for the French Minister of War was a World War II series of fortifications? Lloyd?
Maginot Line.
Right, Maginot Line. When Patrick Henry said, give me liberty or give me death, he was standing in what Virginia legislative, Lloyd?
House of
Burgesses.
That's correct. Choice question. Since the atomic weight of sulfur is twice that of oxygen, the percentage by weight of sulfur in sulfur dioxide is 25%, 33%, or 50%. Lloyd?
50%.
That's right. One hears strains of the Star-Spangled Banner in the opera Madame Butterfly, but one hears the French national anthem in what overture by Tchaikovsky? Lloyd?
1812.
That's right. Tennessee didn't name its capital for its famed Andrew Jackson, but what Magnolia state of the South did? Lloyd?
Alabama.
No, it's Mississippi. The closest foreign capital to Texas is Mexico City, but the closest to New York is what capital city of Canada? Taylor?
Montreal.
No, it's Ottawa. In Peru, a llama is a beast of burden, but in Tibet, a lama is a priest of what Oriental religion begun in India in the 6th century BC? Lawrenceburg.
Hinduism.
No, Buddhism is the answer. Choice question. Oh, that's the end of our game. Let's take a look at our final scores now. Lawrenceburg ends the game with 60 points. Taylor, 130 points. And running away with the grab bag round and winning our competition tonight with 530 points, Lloyd Memorial High School. Congratulations. Be sure to join us next time when you'll see students from Deer Park, Lakota, and Seton High Schools competing in another game of It's Academic.